Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in today's video we're going to be painting the lip, and the main reason I'm just going to be painting the lip today and not painting the rest of the body kit is because I have this paint from AutoZone. It's like some Toyota paint match paint, I guess you can call it, and I don't know exactly how well it looks, like comparing it to the actual color of the car. I tried it on a little cap and it looked pretty much what the car looks like, but I don't know if, you know, that was just a little piece like this big. So I want to test it on the lip and see how the whole lip looks, because if it looks like completely different, then I need to find different paint. This is the paint I'm going to be trying out. It's a Duplicolor Perfect Paint. Right there you can see Toyota. This is the number if anyone's interested. Since I used the heat gun to kind of form it in its place, I took all the screws out and it's still being held in there just by itself. Obviously you can see no screws, so I'm just going to take that off. Just kind of put it, it's actually on there. But now it should hold somewhat the shape of what it should be. So now when I put it on, the paint shouldn't crack. And if it does crack, it shouldn't crack as bad. You guys have seen me paint stuff in the past, and I always seem to like doing it in this van. To me, it's just perfect. I don't have a painting booth, and this is just my parents' work van, so might as well put it to use. And you know, they're letting me use it, so I'm gonna make the best of it. So right here I have two lights. They're not heat lamps, but they're actually pretty warm. Yeah, those are pretty hot actually. So those should keep everything in here pretty warm, you know, kind of dry everything up pretty quick. I have this old rag right here that I'm going to use just to clean up all the dust, and then I'm going to quickly sand a little bit on the bottom corners right here, because I did scrape a little today because I was in a rush to get lunch. So I'm just going to quickly sand it away, get some rubbing alcohol, clean it all down, and then I'm going to be using the hot water method, I guess you can say. So I'm going to be using this filler primer. This is just what I have in my garage. So I use it for everything. So I'm going to put this in here once it cools down a little, and then let it heat up, shake this real good, and then give it a first coat, and then I guess just keep putting coats, and then I'm going to try to wet sand it. So let's see how this goes. First coat is now done. I did it really light, but this heating the bottle up with some warm water is really helping it. It's not really hot water, but it's warm water, so it gives it a nice consistent spray. So when you're spraying, it just comes out all evenly, and it doesn't kind of like sputter while it's coming out and drip on it. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait probably like another 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna spray it all the way down just so it's not showing any black, because right there you can still see it's like kind of spotted. So I'm just gonna get it all one color, and then I think I might do 3 total coats, and then I guess we'll go from there and see how it looks. I got the primer pretty much done for the most part, and I would like to get a coat of actual paint on there, even if it's just a very light coat of paint on there by tonight. You can see it's dark, but I think it's ready to go. I think I'm just gonna quickly try to wet sand it. It should be already dry, but I'm gonna use the heat gun just to speed up the process a little bit, just to get it like really dry, because I could see there's still a little bit of wet spots over there. But for the most part it's wet, and I'm just gonna wet sand it, get rid of all these little, I'm not sure if the camera's gonna pick it up. There's the autofocus, you see right there, the texture. Just to get a little bit smooth, well, smoother I should say, and then I'll throw on some paint for tonight, and then we'll restart this tomorrow. It is now all wet sanded and ready for paint. Since I did wet sand it, it was kind of scuffed up a little bit more than the primer already was, so the paint should stick on there a lot better than it's sticking on just primer, even though primer is good enough. But since it also is kind of sticky, if you want to say, the water that I used to wash it, like rinse everything off, was getting stuck in there. So what I was using is the heat gun just to kind of evaporate all the water and blow it off. But now that's all ready to go. Now I'm just gonna do the same method, warm up some water and put the paint that I showed you guys earlier right here, the Duplicolor, and we're gonna do 1 layer of this, and then I think that should be enough for today. So this metallic paint that I'm gonna be using is not really a paint. It's more like a clear coat with a lot of metallic flakes in it, almost making it a actual paint. So when you paint with like a oil-based paint or just a paint in general, it comes out like a full-on color. Now this Toyota Duplicolor paint that I'm using, it doesn't really show a lot of its color right away. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of coats just to kind of get it to look almost like what I want. So if, for example, if you're spray painting red, you would just kind of spray a little bit red and you start to notice it being red. But with this one, I'm going to be spraying it and I'm barely going to be able to notice it, like I said, because it's almost like a clear coat with a lot of metal flakes. But metallic flakes, I should say. It's not metal. But once I do a lot of coats, it's going to be fine. That's another reason why I did gray primer, is because my car is gray. So it's going to like have this be almost, I guess you could say, the base coat or the base color, and then the metallic it's just gonna go on top of it. But if you guys are doing like a red, I don't think there's red, actually I think there is red primer, so I would definitely look into that, especially for these paints, because I don't know if it's just mine because it's metallic silver, but I don't know if all these Duplicolors are like that. I've never used this brand. I've always used this brand right here, which is Rust-Oleum, I forgot. But this is 2 coats of paint. I'll get close right now in a minute. You can see all the metallic flake in there. Now I'm gonna hit it again for the 3rd coat, but I'm gonna do it a little bit thicker than what I was doing, because these are 2 little thin coats. So I'm gonna do it a bit thicker, just so I can get rid of like this right here. You can see that's what happened because I was doing a really light coat, or I should say the second one was really light. Again, it's over here too, so I need to do it a bit heavier. So this homemade paint booth slash oven, I guess you guys want to call it, is actually working pretty well, just because of the fact that bugs don't get in here and get on the wet paint. Because I know in the past when I used to like spray paint my rims and the grass and stuff, I'd get a bunch of like mosquitoes on there and stuff like that. It's actually kind of warm in here, but right there you can see that's all the paint. Now I'm just gonna do some clear coat on there. But right there, I think that's because I didn't sand it down all the way, like super smooth. You could see a little bit right there. I don't know exactly what it is. I tried putting extra paint on there and that didn't seem to fix the issue. But I don't think it really matters. What mattered to me is just to have it be pretty much just gray and not black. I didn't even care if it was like metallic gray or not. But now I'm just gonna put some clear coat on there, and then I guess, yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. I don't think I'm gonna wet sand it or anything. Just pull it this way. Come right here, like grab it and like pull it this way. No, like not this way, not down. Alright guys, so we got the lip on. My cousin Jared helped me. Like I said, it's a rep lip, so this is the only issue right here, this little gap right here, and then on the other side. But other than that, it's pretty good fitment, and the paint looks pretty good for not being like paint from the dealer. You can see it looks a little bit more, how do you want to like say, like a little bit whiter, a little bit lighter. But when you stand right here, it all looks good. But if you guys enjoyed the video and you guys want to see me paint more stuff on this car, I'm probably going to be doing the side skirts and the rear lip. So I already have those, I just haven't got to painting them, so I'm probably going to start today. But I'll probably do that a different video and also install those because I haven't even installed them. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys liked it, subscribe and check out more videos on this car, because there's gonna be a lot more videos on this and my drift truck. But yeah, peace out guys.